welcome to class. Today we're going to be going through Math 9, Section 3.5, dividing rational numbers. So I believe that most of you guys have these notes at home for my students, and it didn't really print or convert very nice from Notebook to Google Slides. You might have a little bit that you have to fill in as we go through this page. But this is, again, review of grade 8 fractions unit. Hopefully that you have some memory of this. If you missed that unit last year because of COVID or anything like that, please make sure that you let me know, and I can come up with some extra worksheets for you to practice on so that you really have a strong grasp of how to do these types of questions. So we're going to divide some fractions today. So 2 divided by 3/4 actually means that we are multiplying by the reciprocal. So when we do a division, we are actually multiplying by reciprocal. So that word reciprocal means that we are flipping the second fraction upside down. So the numerator and denominator are just trading positions. 3 out of 4 is becoming 4 out of 3. Okay, so that is how we multiply. So 2 divided by 3/4 is actually becoming 2 times 4 out of 3. Once it is a multiplication, our steps are the same as the previous lesson. If I have a whole number, I put it out of 1, and then it is just top times top, and bottom times bottom. So 2 times 4 is 8, 1 times 3 is 3, and then I always have to simplify again in the end. How many times does 3 go into 8? It goes in 2 times, it gives me 6. So from 6 to get to 8, I need 2 more, and my denominator stays the same. Okay, so I'm sure that we're going to need more practice with this. So here are some questions. If you are confident and you know what it is that you are doing, please pause me, try to do some on your own. If you want some extra help, just listen to me as I walk through these questions. I did add the integers already for you, but just as when we are working with the multiplication, we are not looking at the integer symbols, the positives and negatives, until the end. We do all of our work normal, and we look at the integers in the last step. So 2 out of 5 divided by -3/4 is actually going to become 2/5 multiplied, and I'm going to do the reciprocal, 4 out of 3. So then I'm going to say top times top, numerator times numerator, which is 8, denominator times denominator, which is 15. Okay, if I can simplify, I would simplify, but 8 and 15 don't have any common factors. That is as small as it goes. After I've done the math, I'm going to go back to my integer rules. If I have a positive, so there's nothing in front of my first fraction, so it is positive, and I'm dividing it by a negative, that means I have an odd number of negatives, my answer is going to be negative. Okay, again, you can put it at the top, the middle, the bottom. It will not change that final answer. For question 2, my steps stay the same. I am saying 2 out of 9. Change my division to a multiplication and do the reciprocal of my second fraction. So I'm trading the numerator and denominator. 2 times 7 is 14. 9 times 4 is 36. They are even numbers, so I know that I can divide. So I'm going to choose to try to divide by 2. What I do to the top, I have to make sure I am doing to the bottom. Now 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 36 divided by 2 is 18. 7 is a prime number. It is not divisible, or not divisible by anything else. So 7 on 18 is as small as it goes. After I've done the steps, I'm going to go back. I have a negative, and I'm multiplying it by another negative. 2 negatives, when we multiply or divide, actually make it a positive. So my final answer is positive. You can put a plus sign in front if you would like, but it is not necessary to be there. Okay, then we have the next one is a decimals question. I'm not sure if you remember how to divide decimals. We don't have to line up decimals to begin with, but you should be able to do some of these skills. You're just going to pretend the integers aren't there again. 7.5, and I'm dividing it by 3. 3 goes into 7 twice, gives me 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Decimal stays lined up. Bring down the 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So my answer is 2.5. Then I'm going to go back and look at the integers. Once again, I have 2 negatives, and 2 negatives actually make it a positive. And for our last example that's here on the board, if I have a whole number, we are remembering that it can go out of 1, and I'm going to change my division to a multiplication, flip my second fraction upside down, and then I'm going to multiply. 16 times 5 is 80. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 goes into 80 20 times, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, that's 4 times. Get your final answer. It is a whole number. It's going to happen sometimes. You don't need to attach a fraction to the side. And then you're going to go back and look at your integers. A negative and a negative equals a positive, so my final answer is just 20. And that's it for these questions for today. I'm going to have to send you specifically what textbook questions you can use or you can do to practice with in the next couple of days to help you go in with this. If you have any questions or concerns, things that you're not sure of, please make sure you send me a message. I hope you have a great day.